2009. Here's 2010. Hi everybody, it's Jennifer McCreath. It's now 2013 and my hair is a bit of a mess. Yeah, Boston Marathon. It was the unthinkable goal when I first took up running in 2007. My real goal was just to lose a few pounds and get in shape. Never thought I'd run any marathons until I ran one. Then I realized, you know what? There's one place you want to go if you're a marathon runner. Lighting's not too good here. There we go. You want to go to Boston and work my butt off. Trained at near elite levels to get myself to the point where I was able to qualify for Boston, not once but twice. And getting there, 2009, unbelievable. To be able to be accepted to run the event is amazing. Only 10% of marathon finishers get to Boston. So if you get there, you know you're among the best. And you can feel a strong sense of pride and accomplishment in the hard work you've done. The event itself is unbelievable. To be there, 20,000 plus other runners from all over the world, all have similar stories, work so hard. The pre-race expo, probably the biggest and best I've ever seen. And the camaraderie, race day. You show up in downtown Boston, get on these buses, and they shuttle us all out to Hopkinton. How many school buses is that? 26,000 divided by 50 seats. It's a lot of busing. And you're out there in this little village waiting 3, 4, 5 hours for the start, depending on where in the starting queue you are. And then you line up. You got people lined up for a mile all the way from the starting line back, way back far. Start to finish, 26 miles of road, very tough, up and down, hilly. Thousands of people lining the streets from start to finish. You could probably spend the entire run high-fiving spectators if you wanted to. It's the race every runner wants to run. And for me to have been there twice, unbelievable experience. If that's the best thing I ever do in my life, I die happy because I know I've done myself proud. And I guess that brings us to the events of the Boston Marathon recently, the past couple days. The bombs going off the finish line at I believe 2:55 p.m. Which means that it was set off long after all the elites had already finished the race and cleared the area. And it would appear that the target perhaps was, the bombs went off at a time when mid-packers were crossing the course. Folks like myself. That's what I guess the most eerie feeling for me is 2009. I crossed the finish line probably the equivalent of 5 minutes before the bomb would have gone off this year. So if I'd run this year instead of 2009 and run that exact same race at that pace, the bomb would have gone off while I was probably still at the finish line area, having a cup of Gatorade and picking up my finisher's medal. And yeah, it just, I guess we'll never really understand terrorist acts of violence. Why would someone target the finish line of the Boston Marathon, I guess, is the ultimate question. Bad enough that anyone would be targeted for this type of violence, but as sad as it is that the people were killed, people were injured, there are also runners out there, people who had worked their butt off for years to get there, and then they're out there running 3, 4 approximately hours. There were, I believe, 10,000 runners who were still on the course when this event happened, including 3 Newfoundlanders who were within 5 minutes from the finish line who were told, the race is over, stop, you don't get to pass the finish line, go home. And to me that's just as much a tragedy. I just want to raise awareness that it's It's very difficult and very tough. I mean, I've finished 30 marathons. I've started 31. But my biggest regret, it's the one I always think about the most. The one that I couldn't finish. Um, Not because of other people's doing, but I guess because of my own doing in that case. This makes it even worse. People who were ready to finish strong were pulled off the course. Um, where do we go from here? Well, you can't let terrorism and terrorists win. We got to come back hard and strong, people. I suspect there'll be more people trying to qualify for 2014 Boston Marathon than ever before, including me. I've already stated I want to run it. It's really sucked sitting here at home watching the Boston Marathon on television the past 3 years after running it 2 years. I want to be there every year, and I think it's so important. People from all over the world make the effort to qualify and to get out there and run this race again. And I'm sure there will be enhanced security. But at the same time, nobody should be afraid to come out and run this event next year. So that's my goal. It should be the goal of every runner I know. And I'm going to be pushing a lot of people. Some people who've never run a marathon before. I'm going to say, you know what? You're a good athlete. Get out there. Do this. We've got to stand up for ourselves, world. And us Canadians, us Newfoundlanders, we need our presence felt. We need to be model citizens and demonstrate to the world that we're good people. And I fully expect to be there next year. I've got to work really hard over the next 5 months to get myself in shape to run a qualifying time. I think I can do it though, and yeah, it's really sad. The stories are finally starting to come out. 8-year-old kid was among the victims shortly after seeing his father cross the finish line. There was a college student or a college grad. We're talking young people. People have been seriously injured and maimed. They've lost limbs from this bomb. There could be more people in hospital right now who may not make it. Yeah, I really don't know what else to say. It's hard to believe, honestly, and I was in complete and utter shock when that news broke. And I made sure I put my Boston Marathon jacket on and went outside and ran and showed it to everyone and said it's the best sporting event in the world, and I'm going to go back there. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm Jennifer McCreath.